You doing Walkman Z here. I'm going to talk about the media scrum after AEW's Revolution. Um, a lot of information was given. It was basically Punk and Hangman Page and Tony Khan. He wanted Jay to, basically, I believe how it works is he was trying to get a lot of the Tony Khan was trying to get certain champions more um, certain people for the media scrum to represent who's involved with the company and especially the champions. I mean, if they're putting if people are holding certain positions, holding the belt, higher profile storylines going on in the company, he wants them at the media scrum. But Jade, it's good that he has this option where he's not forcing people to show up or answer questions. So Jay said, apparently going by Tony, like she was, she couldn't do it. Maybe she wasn't comfortable. I don't know, which is fine. If you need to go, you need to go. I know she has a young daughter. Like I said, that's not a big deal. That's not. Well, my point is, what I'm saying is, it seems that he gives them the option of whether to show up and I know a lot of times during these scrums, for instance, when they used to have them on a regular basis, they used to have a lot of the people who were um, in the major storylines, or you usually did, at least a couple of title holders. But Hangman did make it. Punk was very emotional. He was very emotional. He was like tears of joy, basically. He was happy that Tony Khan had. I mean, I guess he had a dog collar match. I haven't had really a chance to give you my thoughts on the show, and can't do. The show was great. I have no complaints. I mean, it's kind of hard to complain when you got good wrestling and good storylines. It really is. It really is. And it flowed great. And there's been a lots of times where you say, "Well, damn, this match should have went on before that match." But everybody had a great fucking match, and it would last just as long as it needed to. Certain things you say, "Damn, did this match need to be here?" But we was entertaining, so yeah, it needed to be there. It needed to be there because if it entertained, it wasn't stupid. It wasn't slow. It was like, damn, Sting did a damn. If you didn't see the show, it was a Texas tornado match, and uh, I just want to mention this. I'm getting into what Tony talked about, but it was Darby, Sting, and uh, Sammy Guevara versus Andrade, Isaiah Cassidy, and Isaiah Cassidy. Oh, and Matt Hardy. Uh, at one he did a dive onto Andrade. Sting did. 61 years old. I believe he's about to be 62. A Stinger splash. There was 3 tables that were set up. He went through all three by splashing Andrade. It was fantastic. Um, Sting can still go, and he's not used every week. That's what I'm saying. There's the roster. That's why the roster needs to be this deep. People say, "Wow, you, I mean, like, there's so many great acts. That's how it's supposed to be." And then so you can get time off. You can get 2 months off and come back a month off. I mean, that's how it should be. You shouldn't have to be constantly traveling. And then it's like, and then like if you're gone, it's like you're forgotten. But like the saying says, absent should let the heart grow fonder. But one of the things people that came out of the out of the scrum that he mentioned, Tony Khan mentioned, was that he will be the booker, and he wants to see in the of RH. He wants to have it as like a separate but connected brand. This, he, I mean, I think honestly, I think my thoughts about this is he's gonna control what characters are gonna do what, but honestly, I think he's gonna. He even said it, and people, there's other content people out there that's not like they hear, oh, he's gonna be the booker, but he even said it. He's gonna use coaches. He's gonna be people who's gonna help him. He gets a lot of help now, so he's gonna put certain people in place um, to like if he has an idea, he'll write it down. This is what I want this person to do. This is what I want this person to do, and then there's probably going to be somebody to execute it. I mean, he has William fucking Regal there now. He has Dean Maliko already. Dean Maliko, the half of the God, I'm drawing a blank. Arn Anderson, he has people like that. Dustin Rhodes, like what the fuck, like he has people in place. I did. I'm watching Unrestricted week last week, and he had uh Sean Dean, the captain Sean Dean. He is the he handles the extras, but he is the booker of Dark. So between him and QT Mark, he handles Dark. I mean, like Tony Khan knows what characters need to do what, and he does with the storyline. But he books the people to come in. Sean Dean does. Um, and he's in charge of who would be a good fit. Might whether it's permanent or whether it's temporary. But he's one of the reasons why Sky Blue is there. I mean, Sky Blue has a long way to go. She can but she'll get there. She's what, 24 now. She'll get there. She has held local championships in Chicago. She's from Chicago. She's Chicago native. Sky Blue. I mean, she'll get there. And but yeah, I understand. Like one of the things he said was, do you think that NXT 2.0 is better than the old one? I wasn't, and unfortunately, it was all the cameras didn't show. He said show of hands, like to the reporters. So basically, he said that, and to say this, like it is more like the new one is more conducive to what Vince McMahon wants. Now before this, it was we all know it was Triple H, and that's why when people came up to the main roster, especially the last 4 years, when people came up to the main roster, the character completely changed, no continuity, or just weren't used, and then they were like, it was just shitted on, and just so that's why he don't want to have somebody come in that was on RH when he does start running shows, and then do something to the character, and people are like, well, what the fuck? Like this is not what we're used to. This is not what he wants continuity, and so he wants to be in charge of that continuity, and that's why he wants to run who get the booking and the character the development and things like that. And I think he can do it because he's been, as a hobby, he used to write. He literally, I don't know if you know this about Tony Khan, but he wrote for the people who are just trying to discover AEW. He used to, as a hobby, he used to write Dynamite. He had a show called Dynamite, and he had him in notebooks. He used to do fictional booking. How people, you know, you know, dungeon. This is like his Dungeon and Dragons, basically. His hell. It could be. You can think about it as a damn story that he was writing for himself. Little stories to himself. How people draw. He might draw. Have a whole book of drawings. This was his. This is what he did. It was like to relax. And he had a show called Rampage. He said that was another show. He had ideas. This is all things he had ideas for when he was a teenager and also in college. And he said he has a bunch of, and he mentioned this during the scrum. If he has stuff that's on old software that he was writing stuff out on, and actual notebooks. So he could. I mean, depending on how his notes and handwriting is, he can probably hand one of those notebooks to people and say, hey, look, this is what I want from this, that, and the third, to make sure it stays like this. Because once we move him over here, if we want to bring him over for a storyline over an on Dynamite, people, it'll be the proper continuity. So I mean, I honestly think he can handle it. He already has a lot of these storylines set up already. He's just got to execute them and put people in place to be those particular characters. He said he had the Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. He had a name, the Acclaimed. He said that would be a great. He always thought it would be a great name for a tag team. He just had to find the tag team. He found the tag team. So those are my thoughts on it. I could probably be in another video when I go over Rampage. I mean, when I go over Revolution. You know, just so you like I said, you already know it was a great show, but I could probably go break it down step by step. Not smooth by move, but just each match and certain spots you might want to look out for if you're thinking about or reordering it this weekend. That'd be something to do if you have some time. It flowed well, 4 hours. And that's not including the pre-show. The pre-show was an hour. That's on YouTube right now. It's definitely worth if you can find it, order it. It's definitely worth the money. So, all right. Well, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about if you get to check out that scrum. What do you think about Tony Khan doing ROH? Once he gets to he's still trying to work out. He said that he got asked how they're going to distribute it, and he said Sinclair. Anyway, there's a rumor that Sinclair they're going to keep it on their networks, whatever affiliated there are. They're going to still keep it on there. They just didn't want to keep paying for it. Apparently, it wasn't confirmed. So he couldn't really when these deals are in the negotiation, he can't really speak on it. All right, so he said that. So, but he's going to find television. He will. He has a plan. He didn't just go into this without a plan. Okay, he's a very smart man. So they'll work it out. All right. Have a good morning.